Welcome to SAP Insider Live, the podcast that explores the personal and professional lives of leaders in finance, tax, and GRC. Together, we talk about industry trends that are changing the ways in which people work in our business environment. I'm Susan Galberaith, an analyst with SAP Insider, and I cover finance, tax, and GRC. Today, it is my great pleasure to be with Warren Norris, managing partner at Titan Consulting. Warren, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your career path.
So currently, as you said, I'm the managing partner here at Titan. But I started my career as a developer. I was a programmer. Then in 1993, I went to work for SAP. So I've been doing SAP for a while. The first release I was on was 1.2. And the first client I was on, I focused on FICO, Procure to Pay, and ABAP. And the interesting thing about that was unique is that client in 93 was the first client that went live on R3 logistics in the US. But I left SAP in the late 90s. And when I left there, I was managing the middle third of the US for the consulting group.
You certainly have a great background. You know, one of the things that's so challenging for someone like myself who's a researcher is you're on the ground, feet on the street, working with customers all the time. As we get started and kick off, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about Titan Consulting?
Titan was founded in 2001 by one of our partners here, Kent Lamb. And the unique thing about Titan is that our management team are all SAP product guys. We've worked in the product for years. Kent comes from a manufacturing background, worked in the product since 95, I believe. And when Titan started, we focused primarily on providing senior resources to clients. So that was our primary focus. And although that's still a large part of our business, we have evolved as the needs of our clients have evolved. And over the last 10 years, we've added an AMS practice. We now have offshore operations in India and the Philippines. And the new and exciting thing is over the last probably 9 years, we've added the digital transformation practice where we focus primarily on delivering solutions through low-code and no-code development platforms.
That's interesting. Low-code, no-code is becoming so popular. It's a great way to keep the SAP core clean, right? And stay with that clean strategy that SAP has. Tell us a little bit about what trends you're seeing in low-code, no-code, and how you're seeing clients use that today.
So first off, Titan still believes SAP is the best engine for clients to run their business on. But as clients are looking for more efficient operations or they're looking to add functionality around the SAP core, they're looking for ways to handle that. They've always had that need. The way they handle that now has evolved with the advent of the low-code platforms such as SAP BTP's Build product, and we also do it Siemens Mindex product. You can do that with speed and agility and still maintain a clean core. Whether you're using these apps to access data across multiple systems, SAP being one of them, or you're needing a standalone app, or you're just looking to provide a better UI UX experience for the business users, they allow you to do that at a much reduced cost and time. One side note is these low-code platforms such as, like I said, SAP BTP's platform or the Mindex platform actually provide the perfect avenue for clients to bring in less experienced people to join their team and add value and provide a career path for them as they're trying to maintain the support of their systems. Some of the examples of how we've seen it accelerate development is reducing the development burden by using reusable integrations, developing starter apps, and they allow the business to keep focus on the business users and deliver that value faster.
That's wonderful. That's everything people are looking for in the ROI of, right, developing things and actually making implementations happen. One of the things that we discovered this year in a recent e-invoicing survey about SAP S/4HANA implementations and migrations is 63% of the respondents indicated that they planned on being completed with their SAP S/4HANA migration within 12 months. Tell our listeners today a little bit about what your team's seeing in migrations, SAP S/4HANA migrations. Where do you see the market today from a migration perspective?
It is a challenge for these companies, and the challenge is kind of unique, I think, for SAP. And part of that is because, in my opinion, SAP is such a great product. If you look back historically, clients that had other ERP packages in the 90s have probably gone through 2 or 3 different packages since then. The lifespan of an ERP package was never expected to be 20 to 25 years. So now you have these clients that have been running SAP for 20 to 25 years, and they've got all kinds of technology debt, whether it's lots of data that hadn't been archived, lots of modifications. We have clients that did mods because it was necessary. SAP didn't have the functionality at the time to handle those needs. Now SAP does. For those clients, they're seeing this huge task because it's, like I said, 20 to 25 years worth of technology debt. And it just seems like a daunting task. Titan's not the only company that does this, but we've come up with a process, we believe, that allows them to break the preparation up into smaller, more manageable projects. And then we encourage our clients to manage that migration themselves, with Titan providing senior resources, or an integrator like Titan to provide senior resources to help instead of just turning over control of the project. The projects we've seen that have had most success are when the clients take the ownership of that project. In addition to that, where the low-code platform kind of melds in with this, is that allows you to get your core clean ahead of time. It allows you to be prepared. We're working with a client right now who's got a lot of custom development. They're looking to start their upgrade in a year, and we're using that 1 year to pull out lots of custom code that they've written and put it in a low-code platform so that the migration or the upgrade goes much smoother.
I really love the approach that Titan takes in that you are teaching people to fish, right? You're really engaging them and using your expertise to lend those skill sets to people within the organizations that you're working for and leaving them with that gift of education. It's really fantastic. As you think about your own career and where we are and what customers are facing with SAP S/4HANA migrations, what couple of things might you leave our audience with today that are just some of the keys to success, either as they think about their career or joining this environment that we're in today, or feel free to talk a little bit about keys to success in SAP S/4HANA migrations around low-code, no-code?
The biggest key in the SAP industry, because it's a very tight-knit industry, is relationships. If you keep good relationships and you do what you say you're going to do, then you're going to maintain those relationships. And what I've enjoyed the most is I've met and stayed friends with lots of people. I have people that still get together every month for lunch. In fact, I just got an email today. I have a lady that I worked with at SAP back in the 90s. There's a group of about 12 of us that all work together in 94, 95. Those relationships are great. Part of that is, I mentioned earlier, my partner Kent, and he has a saying that I really like. He says, we make things simple. We tell you what we're going to do, and then we do it. And that should be the philosophy, whether you're working for a company or whoever. The other thing that I've actually enjoyed the last few years is working with some of the younger people, less experienced. Titan has an intern program, and we use our low-code development team for that intern program. It's hard to get an intern up to speed on how to do supply chain management, but you can get them up to speed pretty quick on the low-code platform. And getting to work with several of those college students, which we've actually hired some of them into our low-code practice at this point, and get to mentor them actually helps keep me, I think, fresh with their new ideas. What I've learned from them is that what they may lack in industry experience, they make up with the new ideas and the new ways they like to approach problems. Because although I was a developer, that was a long time ago. That was COBOL. So the kind of stuff they can bring to the table are a lot different than what my experience has. So that's been a fun experience to get to meet and actually develop those relationships also.
It's a great way to give back. It just sounds like you thrive in an environment where you're passing on the things that you learned over time to other people, not only with your clients, but also internally at Titan Consulting. That's fantastic. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave our audience with today that you think is important related to low-code, no-code?
And we like the Mindex platform. We like the BTP platform. There's other platforms out there. What I talk to the interns about when we go through and we do our proof of concepts is sit in the seat of the business user. Don't try to sit as a developer. Think of yourself as a business user and how can I make their job better, more efficient. One of the cool things we've done is a customer service cockpit where the customer service person has one pane of glass instead of having to bounce around between all different systems. Stuff like that allows the business users to be able to actually do their job better. Where you can really gain a lot of value in your business is, in my opinion, again, those relationships.
Thank you so much. Warren, I always feel so privileged to be able to sit in this seat and interview people like yourself. Today, you've given our audience and myself the gift of recognizing and understanding how important it really is to be on the ground with customers, listening to them, and also give back in the sense that you're not only using your team's expertise in low code, no code to help your clients build the skill sets of people within their organizations, but also giving back to the greater industry community of the people that you're hiring and teaching colleagues who are early in their careers what that path looks like. We certainly appreciate your time today and have really enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you better.
Thank you.
Absolutely.